as well. Okay, so very soon you should see in the screen that when I'm speaking English, you see the translation in Arabic. You can change the translation from Arabic to other languages if you wish to. I would like to introduce myself one more time. I'm Babak Rashnabadi, founder and managing director of B.I.G Consulting. I'll be your moderator today. And I would like to hand the mic to Dr. Ahmad for the opening of the second webinar. Dr. Ahmad, we are all ears.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes, we first of all, we would like to thank you for the previous webinar, the first one. It was really a big benefit for most of the CSD technician and manager. And this one really can open a different way for solution for a lot of, most of our issues and some of the mistakes. So this technology, it was really helpful for most of who attended the last, the first webinar, and we hope to take more, benefit for our technician and manager and educator and CSSD, and this will improve our services. So full thanks for you and for all speakers who joining this webinar, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ahmad. We listened to you. We added the closed caption to Teams, so the team members, they can review that in Arabic or any other language, French or whatever. At the same time, we followed your instruction. We are preparing attendance certificates that we will give it to you upon your approval to people who attend minimum of 5 sessions. As you mentioned, our last session was layer jots, and we had 10 people who had followed up calls. We had many of the participants who downloaded the app, the SID app, and please don't hesitate to contact us again on LinkedIn or leave a comment on YouTube channel or even at the info@bigconsulting.com. If you need more information or if you need a one-on-one session with yourself or your team, we can organize all of those. So without further ado,
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate your support and with your speakers, with your team, and I think we are going to have, series, more than program in the future. So that will be great, really. So thank you so much again.
My pleasure. And Dr. Ahmed, I don't know, maybe you were just coming to the call. I was announcing that in 2 weeks, we will also talk about tracking. We will invite Hanjo Info, and we will complete our tracking, conversation. Today, I'm very, very pleased to introduce you to Mr. Marco Korhonen, CEO and co-founder of Atmos Group in Finland. I will allow Marco to introduce himself, but I can tell you that we are very, very excited about our partnership with Atmos Group and bringing their intuitive and really simple technology to the CSSDs around us in Middle East, Africa, and beyond, of course, in APAC region. And we are trying to also introduce it to other hospitals. So, Marco, please go ahead. We are all ears.
Okay, thank you. Let me share the screen. Okay. Now I cannot share. Can you hear me now?
But I don't know why you cannot share. Yes, we can hear you, yes.
Okay, I'm trying to share the screen, but somehow it doesn't work now. One moment. Are you
Take your time, take your time.
Do you have some kind of setup on there that I'm not allowed to share the screen?
Not in particular, no.
Yeah, one moment.
Can you go to Marco? I already stopped.
Because we did this testing just 10-15 minutes ago. And
okay, no problem. I have your presentation. I can share from my side.
No, we have improved that quite a lot. One moment. I'm checking my technician is here also with me.
We don't have any restriction on sharing from the participants.
Only problem is that I cannot share, but I think you can see me. And you can hear me.
Yes, we can see you. Yes, we can see you.
And hear. Yeah, of
yes.
course. All right. Let's do this way that we are sending you right now updated material. So
okay.
you will have it now in your email.
Okay, and I will share. No problem. I'll share from my screen. Okay. Take your time. Everything is okay. And I'm just waiting for the file. Okay.
Now we have sent it to you.
Yeah, I still don't have anything.
10 seconds ago. On the way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got it. Very good. Excellent. Okay, Mark, second take. Go ahead. But you are sharing now, no?
Yeah, you are.
You are sharing, not me.
Okay, now we are sharing.
Okay, but you stopped.
Yeah, one moment.
But we can see the screen. We can see your screen now. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
okay.
Today I'm going to tell you about the AtmosDot colored labels to identify, sort, and track the surgical instrument, as Babak mentioned you earlier. My name is Mark, and I'm really, really excited to be here today. First of all, I would like to give a big thank you to this amazing team who made this wonderful event happen. And of course, the people who joined or will join to this webinar. I'm CEO of the Atmos Group Finland, located here in Finland, and with over 20 years experience. I specialize in consulting and developing identification and tracking products for surgical instruments and CSSDs. I also had an opportunity 100 years ago to take a part in developing Finland's first surgical instrument tracking system. That was 2001 up to 2005. And of course, also I've been involved in a lecture in this specialty field, especially for CSSD schools. Before going into this main topic, I would like to shortly tell you a little bit of our background. Since, as I mentioned, since 2001, we have been on a very exciting journey in this healthcare sector. And our partnership starts with the HUS. This is the largest hospital group in southern Finland. We have slowly but surely developed various solutions, including laser marking on the surgical instruments. And additionally on that, we have also worked on an instrument tracking system. And I remember since 2001, 2002, we started with the 2D matrix code labels, those black ones. And then, of course, included the container plates and clips. But nowadays, the AtmosDot is definitely our main product. We have invented that together with a few university hospitals, and it's quite innovating a new solution for them. AtmosDot labels is one of our latest innovation, and it is really, it feels and looks very simple, but we have put lots of hours and efforts into that. And luckily our cooperation hospitals also noticed that, and we managed to build with them very strong and good long-lasting partnership. The first point was to improve streamline process in centralized CSSD. In Finland, it means that nearby hospitals and clinics sends their instrument to the bigger centralized hospitals for maintenance. And that was the first. Secondly, we then focus customer-based recognition for instruments and utilizing text, symbols or colors for better identification. The reason for this is that because one centralized, as in the picture you can see a little bit, an idea can have up to 30 to 40 different customers. And on top of that, when they receive instruments also from their own departments, then you can imagine how many hundreds or thousands instruments, hundreds of containers they will have after the operation room has finished the process there. So finally, after that, we also discuss with our customers a potential to integrate this label system with the tracking system, enhancing overall efficiency. And we noticed that that has been extremely good idea. It took almost 3 years to get this label invented because of the different colors. We started in 2018, and in October 2021 we had correct products, and we got approved certificate from our customer. The first 12,000 labels, they were terrible. Lots of tears. We cry, they cry, and we could not. We did not know that what went wrong, But finally, we found the correct formula. Such a simple product requires 6 different companies to be involved before the customer really have the correct product in a correct label to use. And when we start to supply this, when one did some changes, it affect to the other one, and sometimes we felt that the Rubik cubic is easier to solve than this colorful label, but finally we found the correct formula. The real problem encountered, and this picture gives quite good image. And during our first testing, we realized that AtmosDot labels was solving problems that we did not actually, in that moment, we did not realize in the beginning of our work. And the picture above you see should tell you enough, because end of these tapes normally tears off a little bit. You have to do the overlapping, so it's very difficult to keep in clean condition. And so during this our testing period, hospitals also decided to forget these overlapping tapes, and they started slowly to replace them with the AtmosDot labels. And many of our customers find this very familiar and reliable. If we talk about AtmosDot, it's a new product, but it's still something that they feel. We are talking about label, sticker, whatever people call. It's designed to be easy to implement, which can significantly speed up the instrument maintenance process. Let's say that you are now working in a sterilizing department, and it's 3 o'clock, and operation room has finished their job, and lots of containers are coming from your own hospitals and then the neighbor hospitals, and you want to utilize the washing machine fully. And normally you have to be very extremely careful that in what tray you are putting whose instrument, that after washing that you have to remember that this belongs to this and this belongs to that. But now when we managed to create these colorful identification labels, they can fill up the whole washing machine. And after washing, you can easily separate them based on the customer color or text what we have laser marked that. And that was the very important issue. They immediately saw the benefit of using this colorful. And one of its key feature is also that it can removed if needed. That means, of course, then that it's very flexible. Let's say that you have a rental instrument. You can label with a 2D matrix code or just a text, and you can keep the track how you've been using them. And then let's say that you have to return them instruments to the owner. Then you just carefully use very, very sharp, like a razor type of blade, and you can take it away. This AtmosDot comes also as per PMS color, means Pantone matching system coloring. And if customer wants to have some specific color, yes, it's possible that we manufacture in that color. At the moment, we have 20 different colors, and those colors are chosen from Actually, our two customers, main hospitals, they decided that these colors are good in use. The material is very independent, and you can use it in a different kind of, basically all materials what we have found in hospital. It can, if we are talking about the codes, let's say 2D matrix code, it can be laser mark under GS1 standard if needed. And then, of course, it means that those countries that who will follow the May 2027 EU regulations, or wants to keep instruments in a tracking system, then this 2D matrix code will allow and will fulfill the regulation. First, we thought that our label is not possible to use with the silicone products. And then we tried, those sensitive instrument container. Normally they have at the bottom, they have the silicone mat where they put with the tiny needles, pins on top of that. And we tried to put the instruments on, our labels, glue them on those mats, and we were not successful. And we were thinking that, now we found the material that it's not suitable. But then we were wondering that one dental clinic continuously orders our labels. And then I managed to call them and ask that how do you use our labels? And they say that what they do is that because those dental instruments, they have the silicone, the hand area where you are holding the instrument. They use the acetone to clean it, and they let it dry very well, and then they place our labels and let it dry there and get stuck very well, and then it can be let go to the process. And of course, we immediately try that on that specific mat, what I mentioned just now, and we were able to use it on silicone. So that was very interesting to notice from our customer. Here is the picture of the instrument label. We have here the data matrix code, and it's red
Mark,
color.
sorry, Babak here, if I may interrupt you.
Yes.
Sorry, Mark, can you please go one slide back and retouch that point about the EU regulation? In Middle East and Africa, we follow very, very high standards for CSSD and infection control due to the hard work of the societies and all the fantastic colleagues. But can you please elaborate on this? What is changing in the EU regulation?
Well, in EU, first of all, the surgical instrument manufacturer must identify the instrument, that what is a surgical instrument and which one is meant to use in a human body operation. And those instruments must be then May 2027 after to be able to trace. And it means that, let's say that you are going to operation August 2027, and some problems occurs in your operation. After 2 months, they notice that some bacteria or whatever, sterilizing or something was not okay. That instrument, not only the container, it requires that specific instrument, each instrument must be able to trace to the certain patient operation. So it means that the tracking system data must be able to track to the patient what time, what operation room, what container, when, who was the patient, etc., etc. And I know that it's quite a lot asked, especially if you have 1,000 or even 1,800 containers, and let's say each container has roughly 60, 55, 70 instruments. 2 tray containers, 95 or slightly more. So it's lots of instruments and lots of work to get every instrument into the tracking system, and not every manufacturer laser mark the instruments with the 2D matrix code. So it's a huge work for hospital to first of all either way laser mark or label them with individual code. And this means this EU regulation that even in Finland, some of the Finnish hospitals here, I did a phone call about 25 hospitals here, and yes, everyone recognizes and knows that it's coming, but only 3 to 4 hospitals are already prepared for that. So I just wonder that
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the very clear explanation. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. And now we were here in data matrix. Here you can see that it's the label is red. I mean round, and red is the color. We have chosen that always the marking result will be easy to either way human eye or machine vision to read. And this picture here, you see the reader, that is the fixed reader, table reader. This kind of reader is definitely one of the best. Either way you read the labels or you read laser mark 2D matrix code direct from the instrument. Of course, you can use the basic handheld readers, but then one hand is always occupied. So quite often this table top reader is preferred. Here is a good sample. Left picture tells that how CSSDs are marking, and on the right side it's quite easy and simple, one label. This picture tells quite much what we are talking about. Then when you are starting to use the labels, AtmosDot labels, and when either way you have the tracking system or you do not have the tracking system, you should consider that what kind of information you need. Is it just a symbol or text or matrix code? If it's a matrix code, it's good to think about that. What kind of code? What is it? Only numbers or fonts or both? And then how much you have space in each instrument? Are you using rectangular shape or oval shape or round one? The most common is a round one, 4.5, 5, 6 millimeter diameter. These are very common. Drying time, we have hospitals that normally when they put the labels on the instrument, most hospitals let them rest there and get glued well. Some hospitals are using that only next day. Some are putting them into oven, keep it at 38 degrees for 2 hours, and some hospitals are putting them to operation to sterilizing and process almost immediately. But we suggest that you let the label stay. Let's say that you today put and tomorrow then instrument can be taken to use. And then when you are thinking about the codes, it's good to think about also at what kind of reader you have. Do you have a handheld reader, expensive one, or very basic? Normally, we have found out during these 20 years that in this barcode reader, somehow price and quality goes together. That they are not very expensive, but reasonably priced. Tabletop readers are definitely the best. We have noticed that reading time should not be more than 1 second. Tabletop readers are reading about 0.3 to up to 0.5 second the matrix code. Then the reading conditions.
Marco, sorry,
Yes?
Mark, I'm interrupting you again.
Yes.
I'm interrupting you. We have some very good questions from team members. Do you want me to ask you now or later?
Well, we can ask. You can ask now, and I will answer.
Okay, because it's related to this slide. That's why I'm interrupting you.
Oh yes, this is good. Exactly this slide now. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have 3 questions. Question number 1 is saying, what is the expected lifespan of these dots?
These AtmosDot labels.
Yes.
Well, the first one, they were already in 2021, the beginning of that, but the final what we did was October 2021, and they've been everyday use up to date continuously. So we have done also a longer test, but let's say that if you have the normal container that it goes every day in use, it's been now every day in use. So October 2021 and now is 21st August 2025. So they are still going on.
Yeah,
So we would say
fantastic.
that it definitely it can be much longer. But is it 10 years or 20 years? That we do not know.
Okay, excellent. Question number 2 is a little bit more clinical. They are asking, we know that surgical instruments are used inside the human body. Are there scientific studies regarding their safety? Safety of the Atmos dots on surgical instruments?
Yes, normally these labels hospitals put often to this area that is nearby the hand. As you see, a little bit the same. They follow the little bit similar method than they've been using those tapes, those as you see in this picture. So most CSSD put the labels in the same place. So only I think that the Bulldog, those tiny clips, that is where is the marking area very small. I don't know if you see that very clearly, but this one we call the Bulldog. Here the matrix code is 3.2 millimeter diameter, and we have not done testing that we put these inside the human body and we close the body and we let it be there. That kind of test has not been done.
Yeah, no, I think you are actually explaining it very well, because the Atmos dots are the better way of marking the instrument and replacing those tapes. We don't expect anyone to use those tapes inside human body. And here we also don't expect the dots to enter human body. And as you mentioned, there hasn't been a request for a test to put these dots in someone's body and then check it out. But it is clear. The third question is a technical one. The third question is a technical one, is asking why should we choose this technology or this product and abandon laser edge QR code that the department's tracking system recognizes?
Well, either way, if it's a QR code or 2D matrix code, when you have the instruments coming from the operation room, and when the person who is loading those instruments into the washing machine, that person wants that after washing, they can take the instruments easily and quickly by seeing human eye without reading them with the barcode reader. And that was the whole point. They wanted that the sterilizing process, washing process is smooth and fast and fluently going, and they can see that which one. Quite often, I must tell you that I think we are supplying more labels with human eye text and symbols than 2D matrix code at the moment. So they want to see the text there, and that is one very important thing. Second thing is that if you have the laser marked this code on the instrument, definitely it requires extremely good reader. And it's possible we are doing also this kind of 2D matrix code marking on surgical instruments, but it's not so fast and efficient in the sterilizing, washing department there. And then readability definitely is much better, because I have seen in so many places instruments that they are a little bit brownish color. 2D matrix code is not so easy to see. We have a solution there that how to keep them clean and easy to read. That is no problem. But of course, it's also it's more difficult to ask someone to come and do the laser marking, or instead of that, you just put the labels on it. We have customers that they have Esculap 2D matrix code on the instruments, but we still supply them 2D matrix code labels. And there are many reasons why they are doing that, but this is a good example that the 2D matrix code on the surgical instruments that are done by manufacturer. If you take a microscope, you can find easily 3 to 4 different type of ways how they have done that matrix code, and that will affect also readability. So we've been studying since the 2001 these codes, and we have noticed that if the code is done correctly, yes, that is one solution that you can read them, but it will not help in the washing process, because all the codes look same. I hope that this
it is a very good differentiator, Mark. Thank you so much for your thorough explanation. I'm very happy to see that we have good engagement. There are a couple of more questions. We
Okay.
have a question from Netherlands. They say, how can the dot be connected to different tracking system like ChipSoft or TDoc?
Well, we are using this code is following the ASCII method. It's same thing like when you read this code, it's the same thing like you are typing that from your keyboard. There is no difference. Only difference is that if you want that it's under a GS1 standard, then it means that we are putting there the function 1 code, and what is required that it follows the GS1 standard. That you cannot, of course, but it follows the same way like you punch the code from the keyboard or you read it to the tracking system. We have customers, they have Getinge, then we have GSI. We have a few different customers that are using this code in their system. And we are more than happy to send samples, and they can then realize that and read that how it goes. But most common is 2D matrix code.
Excellent. Mark, there is also something that I saw a few months ago in a hospital, that this laser marking kind of damages the surface of the instrument, and those areas of marking, sometimes they become more corroded than the rest of the instrument. I think also choosing the laser marking mechanism and technology is very important. I know there are different companies around the world that they all do laser marking, but it's important to choose the right one. And those equipments are not cheap. Then you have to also think about the maintenance and bringing them and using them in the CSSD. They also take a big space inside the CSSD.
That is correct. And we have, at the moment, we have lots of articles available in internet regarding this laser marking, surgical instrument laser marking. The problem normally is that when you do the lasering there, the chrome is disappearing there. And to get the chrome there back, so then it means that it's in that marking area, it's just a basic steel, not a stainless steel. And that what happens then, that the corrosion might take a place. So what you should do basically, it's not just a laser marking, but you should passivate them. And passivating is a totally different kind of liquid process, and it takes time, and you have to have a certain temperature there. Yes, we do also passivating for our container clips. Our clips and plates are laser cut, so it means that the edge of the plate, when the laser beam cuts that, then the chrome disappear. So we have to also passivate those plates, that it passivating makes the stainless steel plate back to the stainless steel in that cutting area. So it's difficult, not difficult, but a time-consuming process. Secondly, when you do the laser marking on the instrument, it's not just the machine. There are so many factors, and that must take consideration. And also, if you have a rental instrument, it's not good idea at all, because you have to return them. Secondly, if you do the laser marking, let's say that some hospitals departments are changing or whatever, it's much easier with the labels then change the ownership of the instruments. That we have also customers that sends us instruments that they want us to take the 2D matrix code out from the instrument, wipe off, and do another one. So I think this was.
You have explained it very thoroughly. As you are talking, we are having more questions. I hope
I
everybody
live
has
from
time
this.
to stay after the hour.
Okay.
The next one, I think you already answered. Maita is asking how long this amazing product will be affected by heat and high pressure. I think you already answered it, that the first one that you installed in Finland were sold in October 2021, and they're still running perfectly.
Yes, but the question was also about the temperature. This has been in a laboratory in quite cold. So if I remember, was it 48 or 68 minus? I'm talking about minus. So it was very cold, and then the highest we have tested, it was 192 or 195 that we did the testing. So I would say that in normal hospital condition, this kind of temperatures are not achieved at all. Yeah. That normally, if we are talking about 124 and 134 or something like that, it depends on the sterilizing
and they're
process.
also asking if the labels or the dots have any shelf life. I don't think there's an issue with the shelf life of the Atmos dots. Am I right?
No, we have not found any issues with the shelf life. We are doing that at the moment. We have here labels, I think about 800 labels, and we are keeping them as shelf life. What we are doing is that we test them, the first one, and then we take one and we place that to instrument, we put that to recycle, and we see that, okay, now these labels has been here 3 years or 2 years, they are still working. So we at least we have noticed that this 4 years has been now, and they still
4 years, I think,
like
is more than enough.
Yeah.
Excellent. Dr. Ahmed has a very good question. He's asking, what is costlier, doing the laser printing or buying labels? I think this is a very good question.
You mean that if hospital is asking someone to do the marking on the surgical instruments or do the labeling?
Yes, sir.
I must tell you that here in Finland, laser marking is of course more costly per instrument comparing the labeling. So labeling is, first of all, it will not affect so much the operation room work when you do the labeling. Also, you can work with CSSD more fluently. And the most problem, what we have found out is that, let's say that someone is doing the laser marking and making these codes on the instrument, it will make a pressure to CSSD people, because they have to follow the laser marker's job. And on the other hand, they have to open the new containers. I mean, they have to go to sterilizing to the warehouse and open the clean, sterilized container and start to do the marking. So that is also giving pressure to the CSSD, because they open that only for this laser marking job. So we find our clients has told us that when they have the labels, they will do the labeling along their normal work. And it's not only the labeling, someone must also enter the information. If we are talking about 2D matrix code and you are reading the code into your system, you have created the instruments there. And that takes also time, because after you have created the instrument to the database, only the second time when you start to read that again, then it's already there. And then your software gives you information that, hey, this is this instrument and this instrument. There are quite many, how do I say, things, quite many works that must think before you start to, either way do laser marking or etching or whatever.
Okay. Mark, please catch your breath, have a sip of water, because we have 2 more questions. Amazing. We are very, very pleased with the engagement. Please keep them coming. Even if we cannot answer them today, we will answer them later on in the email to everybody. I think this is a quick one. Who should purchase it, OR or CSSD?
Normally, this purchase the owner of the instrument. We have here in Finland hospitals that sterilizing department owns the instrument, but then we have hospitals that also the OR owns them. So normally who pays the bill is that who owns the instrument. That is quite common here in Finland.
Okay, very good. So the owner should pay for it. Very good. Excellent answer. We have one more question.
Except if you have rental instrument. But who knows,
Yes.
maybe the rental company also is willing to, help their customer.
To pay for it, yeah. Yes. But we know how much pressure the CSSD and the OR teams are under. And we know that your solution is very, very economic and cost effective. If people want to have less headache and they want to have a peace of mind and really focus on the work and the patient safety, then they will, I don't think there's an issue of who will purchase this, because this will solve a lot of issues. Mark, another question, if I understand it correctly. I'm reading it, but I don't know if I understand it correctly. Let me read it first. If we cannot track the instrument during the washing, it means it is not TDOC red color. It is not TDOC. Red color will make confusion during the inspection process and after sterilization. There are any other option to apply another color? Okay, maybe I understand that they confuse the red color with blood or something. So we have other colors, correct?
That is, I'm coming to this topic in this next slide.
Okay, so you continue, because we have one more long question, but continue please, and then we will continue with the questions. Great job, everybody. Please make sure write your questions, and we will try to answer as many as possible.
Okay, and the next one is that here are the PMS color charts. And as you see here, we have 20 colors, and these are based on that the human eye can read them easily, or machine vision. And we have some customers that has requested especially this red, that the marking, like here is 186, that it comes to the black, that it's black color. Like you see that in this yellowish and lime color, the marking is black. And the whole idea is that it's the contrast. There are readers that cannot read from the red, let's say that you have a red label, or and you have white there. Some readers, because they turn the red to be white, they cannot see the white on white. So that's why we have the red labels also in black text or white text. I don't know if, I think that your the question was referring to that if we have a red, why they cannot read it. There are, for example, this reader, what was a couple slides before, that reader can easily read red label, white text. If you put there certain coloring, because it has different LED lights inside, so depends on what light you are using. So the question who asked the question, it might be possible that changing the parameters of the reader can give the big difference. We can I will explain also these reading features, etc. In next slides. And then is the applying the label. Before gluing, you have to clean the instrument, the label area. And we use here, let's say, DeciPower or something that takes the grease away. It's extremely important, especially if the instrument is brand new. You might have the manufacturer's oil. Here you can see that we are using this this kind of scalpel, but some people prefers tweezer. It's up to, we notice that this is quite easy as to use. Then if we have there, let's say the 2D matrix code, and we have noticed that some customer wants to have a specific number space, let's say 5,000 to 7,000. They want to put these labels into the certain instruments. So what we are doing is that these labels are coming in 100 pieces per sheet. We have on the top of the sheet, we normally have the that what is the number from 1 to 100 or whatever, but also under then the 2D matrix code, below the code, we mark the last 3 or 4 character, either way, the whatever customer wants, but it's easier than the customers to choose those specific 2D matrix code, so no need to read every, that is this, okay, this I want to put it there. Also, like here, you see that on the first picture, we are using this kind of magic sponge. It's a melamine sponge. I think it's already almost all over the world, and especially those instruments that are yellowish. After either way the water or they are so old or whatever is making them a little bit brownish, it's suggested that you use the liquid and then you use this sponge. Also, only water will help a lot. And remember that when you put the labels on the instrument, you try to avoid that you don't use your fingers, because the glue is extremely strong. And if it happens to touch your finger, we have noticed with a microscope that no matter what, how careful you be, from your, if you don't have a gloves, from your skin comes the tiny piece of something there. So that's why rubber gloves, and then don't touch that with your finger. That is the correct way to glue them on. Then the integration and readability. Many hospitals use these labels, AtmosDot labels, without a tracking system, and those how do I say, those countries, those hospitals in those countries who wants to follow the regulation what I mentioned before, this individual, the 2D metric codes will definitely help them. Like here in picture, you'll see that you can then read it quite conveniently. I will show you how easy the labels can be to read, and it works as well that basically much better if you see that some cashier, you go to supermarket and they try to read it with this 2D matrix code, and if you have a correct reader, it reads very well. Let me here is the, I put my microphone here, and here is, by the way, this happened to be our, of course I would be able to read it to the Excel sheet, but like a 2D matrix code, when you read it, it automatically, this is basically any kind of software what you have a tracking system. You read it, and if it's correctly developed and created after reading, you will have the result there that okay, now it's this one happened to be like our testing orthopedic trauma container, and the idea is that it should be done, like I say, this kind of basic, very, very basic reader. It must read less than 1 second, maybe 1 second, but this kind of fixed reader, what I mentioned you, these we are talking about 0.3, 0.5 second. And we have noticed that when we started this, then when we did the first tracking system, we noticed that if it's more than 1 second, people are getting frustrated. And when you are reading with this kind of handheld reader, remember that you read it in 45 degrees. Because it doesn't matter if it's direct marked 2D matrix code on the instrument, or you are reading the label, because this reader sends the light there. And if you read direct, the light will reflect back and disturb the reading. And that's why sometimes you see that why this is not reading. And if you read it at 45 degrees peacefully, quite often it is about 8 to 13 centimeter from the head of the reader. That is that, except those table fix readers, they can read like 1 centimeter close. And then we have noticed, this was very interesting, we noticed that a couple of weeks ago that some CSTs are using too small different color labels. And then I asked that why they do that. They say that they use that one for the reading the 2D matrix code, and the other one is then helping in the washing person there in the washing room to see that what the department it goes. So there is then a text. Normally it's 3 or 4 fonts or so. And this our AtmosDot, of course, we've been developing and inventing that it works in generally in every tracking system, but of course our own tracking software that we are releasing soon, this will work very fluently. But main thing is that no matter what, if you are using the Excel sheet or our tracking system or someone else tracking system, main thing is that it goes efficiently and smoothly into the system. Before
Mark,
we start, yes.
Sorry, go ahead. Continue your thoughts because
Yeah,
I
but
want
before we start this seminar, we were thinking about this our software to be released, and we were Babak thinking that it would be quite interesting to do and operate a little bit different than the other companies. And we were thinking that if our main tracking functionality is totally free of charge, and I was a little bit thinking, but then when we were sitting down and we took a couple of cups of coffee, then we were thinking that actually this is the way where this tracking system should go, free of charge. But we can discuss this a little bit later, and I can tell you about this kind of saying a little bit more and deeper in
we have
other
to we
webinars.
have to be careful, Marco. We are going to increase a lot of expectation from our wonderful audience. I'm happy to say we are 10 minutes, 12 minutes after the time, and we still have about 75 people on the call. We have an important comment from Dr. Munir. It's a long one. Please hear it out. So, risk of tapes as a never event. A 2013 article from PMS highlighted that traditional marking methods like color coding tape can pose risks, including the potential for fragments to break off and remain in a surgical site, classified as a never event by the National Quality Forum. While the study focused on retained fragments rather than bioburdens, it noted that tape must withstand the mechanical and chemical stresses of a sterilization cycle. If the tape degrades, it could create sites for bioburden accumulation. The article advocates for proactive maintenance of taped labels and suggests newer technologies like phased etched codes to mitigate such risks. What about your products?
Well, I have to tell you that these traditional tapes, what they are, what hospitals, CSSDs are using, and either way, our labels or even getting those infodots and those labels, every hospital, they have to inspect the instruments. And when they realize that is it a screw loosen or some parts of the instrument is getting loose, or tape is not well tight, it's responsibility that the person there who noticed that replace that. And that's why it's not good idea that someone is thinking that once you put any kind of label, even it's those traditional labels, that they can stay there forever. It's always good to change the label whenever is necessary. Let's say that as I mentioned earlier, that you can mechanically, with a very, very sharp razor, take it away. Let's say that you take an instrument, some war area, and very harsh condition there, and they get a touch or whatever other instruments and not taken care of very well. Definitely, there is a possibility that the label can be damaged. That is 100% sure. Everything is possible. But that's why the sterilizing department is sitting there using a magnifying glass and checking that every instrument has their screws and bolts and are in good condition, including the labels. So I would
Excellent.
say that
Excellent. Yes.
that is the correct way to me. Blindly cannot operate there.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Mark, okay, maybe we answer this at the end. We will be able to share this PDF format of this presentation with the audience later, even though we are recording it, but some want it as a PDF.
Yes, it is possible, definitely.
Okay, excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
But I would like to point it out very clearly that this cleaning the instruments, no matter what you are reading, but we have noticed that people get extremely fast frustrated if they cannot read either way the 2D matrix code or QR code. The first thing what must do is that you adjust your reader, that the reader works for the work that you've been getting. Because when it comes from the salesperson, manufacturer has set up that the reader can read all kind of barcodes and whatever. But if you are only reading a few, let's say 2 to 3 different barcodes, you should go to the manual and disable those. That when the reader is reading, you give a reader only, you tell it that, okay, I'm only using these few codes. And if it cannot read the first time, it will go all the other codes through. And this will speed up the reading quite much. When you set up the reader, no matter what kind of reader you have to set up before you start to read your instruments. Either way, labels or direct marking, especially with the direct marking.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
If you stop sharing, I would like to share the last page of our presentation, please.
Thank you.
Dr. Ahmad, would you like to add any comment? What do you think about this solution today?
No, I just like to say this is really a very great presentation and informative. And we look forward to further cooperation with Mark. So he discussed the finer details that concern technician in managing surgical instrument during daily work. This method of tracking a surgical instrument, I think, is of tracking surgical instrument could maintain their quality and extend the shelf life. And I see it's easier than the laser. Even there is some issue about label, but it depends because no, you know, this is, I can't say this one, the Finland experience in surgical instrument management. So maybe we can learn from other school, from other country, from other standard, that the label can be easier and can be low cost and can be also can reduce the effort and the burden of the manpower in CSSD. So again, I thank you, and I hope to see you again in another webinar and in the future physically. Thank you so much for this great presentation.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Ahmad.
Thank you very
Mark,
much.
we have a few more questions. One is
Yes,
asking, is your tracking system will be compatible with all kind of washers and sterilizers machines in the market?
let's say that most, of course, the word all is quite difficult to answer, but the most common existing, yes, it will have also validating, and it will communicate the generally used, like getting a washing machine or meal washing machine or so. Yes.
Okay. The other question is that, do you have color coding for probes and micro instruments?
Micro instruments. The issue is that the smallest at the moment we have done is 2.4 or 2.8 millimeter. And it depends on, when we are talking about a label, we have to understand that how the label is staying on the instruments. It's with a glue. And then it requires that if the label is, let's say, 3 millimeter or 2.4 millimeter diameter, the data matrix code is extremely small, and it requires from the reader quite good readability. But I would say that if we are going smaller than 2.5 millimeter, then we might have difficulties. And also it's quite small, the 2D matrix code there. So, and then we noticed that some drills are a little bit, drill bits especially in dental area, they are very difficult issue. We do make these labels also rectangular. So we have the 2D matrix code, not only square one, but let's say if the label is rectangular and it's 3 times 9 millimeter, then you have cells there, hang on, 8 times 32 cells instead of 16 times 16 cells in square 2D matrix code. So this matrix code allows you to have either a square code or rectangular code.
Babak, I just want to ask if there is a Middle East distributor of these products in Saudi
Very
Arabia
good
or
question.
Dubai.
Yes, very good question.
Is
We are
Mhm.
working with Atmos group, so you can send your requests to info@big.com. I will put the email address again in the chat. You can also message us on LinkedIn or YouTube or visit our
Yeah.
website. And we have a small questionnaire that we have developed with Mark and his team, that we will send you the basic questionnaire to know name of your hospital, where you're coming from, and what are your needs. And then once we validate that, we can send you some samples. You test the samples, and then you can place the order. I can tell you it is very, very competitive price-wise, but we, and based on the Nordic ethics and ethos, we want to make sure that we solve your problems. We just don't want to sell it for you to buy it. No. We want you, of course, this comes from a big support of Atmos Group. We want you to use a very small sample. And once you're happy, you can place your order through info@bigconsulting.com. I will send one email with the PDF file of the presentation and a small questionnaire. If you fill that out, then we can take that to the next step. Is that okay,
Mark,
sir?
if there is no distributor, this is good chance to I will be the first distributor in Middle East.
BIG is the distributor, sir. We are the distributor.
Okay, so
Okay,
that's great.
but I want to say to everyone that no matter what, but before you start to use labels, you have to have a very good testing period. 2 weeks, 3 weeks is not enough. You have to make 100% sure that you have tested with all the washing, all the sterilizing, wide range of instruments, and then you are 100% sure that yes, these are for you.
Okay, very good. I can see there is one more question from Rifai. If we have any videos of the tracking system. Rifai, please send me an email, and then I will put you in touch with Mark and his team and then they can share more information about the tracking system with you. We have one more question, but this was already answered. How many cycles can we use the label? So, hi Sam, thanks for coming on the call. Actually, the labels that were applied on some instruments in October 2021, they are still being used without any problem. So there is
Yes.
no question of life cycle or cycles. You can use them almost indefinitely, but that end is still yet to be seen after 4 years. Am I right, Mark?
Yes, correct. And as I mentioned you earlier, that this we are doing and testing the shelf life also. That let's say that someone is ordering and keeping them in warehouse and forget it's there, that can still continue using after 1 year or so, no problem.
Okay, very good. And you can watch the video on BIG Consulting's YouTube channel. We will also leave the links in on our LinkedIn channel. Please follow us on LinkedIn. You can also see the previous lecture of last week with LayerJot. I know about 10 to 15 people filled up the form, and Aaron got in touch with them. Please check your emails. Please check your junk and answer Aaron. Aaron is waiting to set up those sessions with you. Again, I want to thank Mark and Elton for the wonderful presentation. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your trust. At the height of the presentation, we had about 75 wonderful colleagues and CSST technicians joining us, and this community is growing. And Dr. Ahmad, please observe the situation. If you see that the team would like to have a complimentary session or more sessions in this regard, we can organize one.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, just send it across and we will come back to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
حملنا قول عشان قال لي كيف ما تبغى تشيل الاغراض؟ قال لي بكتب ايه بس ايش قال لي ايه ما يبغي مكبتات